Cowboys could tie or take the lead with a basket here.
Wow, that was so early in the shot clock too, and he's not really a shooter.
Page on the dribble, right wing, picks it up, floats it to Nash, foul line right. LeBron turns, faces, shoots, scores.
It's a mismatch. You can't guard Nash with a guard that low and not give him some help.
Tied at 62 with 4 minutes left to play in Stillwater. Crowd on its feet. Bill Pressey drives, takes it down the lane, forces up the layup and lays it in with the left hand off the glass in the land of the Giants.
That is a big-time move by Phil Pressey. Big-time move.
64-62, Missouri back up 2 with 3:40 left. Page starts the offense.
More contact from Pressey.
Bounce pass to Jurek, hands it back to Page. To Nash on the right wing, gets a screen to his left, draws help, tries to drive, lost the ball, recovered by the Cowboys, Brian Williams. Left corner Nash, three-pointer, yes sir! And the Cowboys have the lead!
That's making something out of nothing right there. Good hustle by Brian Williams to get the loose ball.
65-64 Oklahoma State. Missouri with the ball. Matt Pressey drives the left side. Shot rejected by Jurek and taken by Brian Williams of Oklahoma State. Down the floor to Nash. Three-pointer right wing. Got it! And the Cowboys are up by 4. And Gallagher Eyeball Arena goes crazy.
There have been those that have taken a look at LeBron Nash's body language at times this year and wondered just how engaged that he has been on a consistent basis. For all of you who've wondered about that, let's just tell you this. The first one back out to shoot after shoot-around, after pregame meal today was LeBron Nash. The one who put the most pregame shooting in tonight was LeBron Nash. And the freshman whose motor is running tonight against the number 2 team in the country is LeBron Nash.
A career-high 25 points for LeBron Nash. Oklahoma State 68, Missouri 64. Keep in mind, Missouri's had 4 games decided by 9 points or less. They've won all of them. And in those games, they scored on 21 of their final 22 possessions to win.
That's killer. So you've got to be great defensively.
68-64, Oklahoma State up 4. Missouri ranked number 2 in America with the ball. English right wing, three-pointer, missed short. Rebound, Keaton Page for the Cowboys.
Boy, English got knocked down, thought he got a foul. But that was a quick three.
2:29 left. Page trying to initiate offense, guarded by Phil Pressey. We have a media timeout coming, next dead ball. Shot clock at 18.
Need a little help here for him.
Page drives the right side, stops, 15-footer, got it!
Pressey slipped down, that created space so Page could knock down the open 15-footer.
70-64 Oklahoma State. Phil Pressey drives, throws it underneath to Ratliff, fakes, goes up, layup good.
Boy, he went under and around and back under again on the rim.
70-66, Oklahoma State up by 4 with 1:50 to play. Still have a media timeout coming. Nash falls down on the dribble and manages to get a timeout with 1:48 to go. And Oklahoma State leading 70-66 over number 2 Missouri.
Cowboys now down to 1 timeout left, but you still have that under 4 media timeout. And Dave, you've had a recent experience with a 6-point lead and this much time left. Now it's down to 4 at Iowa State. The Cowboys got caught in a tough situation. Guys fatigued. You wanted to run clock down, but yet you still wanted to get a good open look. They ran 1 good open set. Brian Williams missed a 3 when it was a 3-point game at Iowa State. After that, then they didn't get much out of that last possession. I'm sure they're talking about being more aggressive but under control against this Missouri defense. Whoever matches up with Nash, it's a mismatch for Missouri. Don't be surprised if you try to spread the floor enough and get LeBron inside of 18 to 15 feet and let him work against a smaller player.
Cowboy basketball brought to you by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Oklahoma State entering the game a 40% laborious offensive team. shooting 59% for the game against the nation's number 2 team, while holding Missouri, the nation's leading shooting team, at 51%, coming in to a very paltry 40% from the field, which I believe would be their second worst shooting game of the season if it holds here today.
Here's the other thing to think about. Cowboys are 7 of 7 from the line, but better said, Brian Williams is 7 of 7. You get in this situation, somebody's going to likely be on the line here. It might not be Williams, and it'll be the first time tonight for a Cowboy other than Brian Williams to shoot free throws. But to get there, you have to take care of the basketball, and you got the big lineup with Jurek and Cobbins in the game.
Cowboys inbound, 27 on the shot clock. Inbounds to Page at the backcourt, 70-66, Oklahoma State. Page to Nash just beyond midcourt. Now Denman will guard him. LeBron crosses over. Now drives it to his left. Stops foul line. Jump shot. Spun out. Rebound Missouri to Matt Pressey. To Phil Pressey. Pressey explodes down the floor on the drive. Ball poked away by Page and taken by LeBron Nash. 2-on-1. Nash down the floor. Lob underneath to Brian Williams for the slam. Dixon inside, ball knocked away, and a foul on Oklahoma State with 1:10 to go.
From the back official, Joe DeRosa, but he got LeBron Nash, and Nash says, yes, you're right.
Timeout, 1:10 left. Oklahoma State 72, number 2 Missouri 66. Back to Stillwater after this. This is Cowboy basketball from Learfield Sports.
The OG&E Wind Power Play of the Game.
Screen to his left, draws help, tries to drive, lost the ball, recovered by the Cowboys, Brian Williams. Left corner Nash, three-pointer, yes sir! And the Cowboys have the lead! Ball, Matt Pressey drives the left side, shot rejected by Jurek and taken by Brian Williams of Oklahoma State. Down the floor to Nash, three-pointer right wing, got it! And the Cowboys are up by 4! And Gallagher Arena goes crazy! Explodes down the floor on the drive, ball poked away by Page and taken by LeBron Nash. 2-on-1, Nash down the floor, lob underneath to Brian Williams for the slam!
The OG&E Wind Power Play of the Game.
Get a front row seat to OSU basketball with exclusive content from OSU On Demand, only on Cox Channel 1 in the free zone.
Michael Dixon went up to the foul line to try to trick the official. Now Ratliff goes up there. He's 3 of 3 at the line on the year, 65%. In conference play, close to 80% for Ricardo Ratliff.
Denman is down low with Cobbins having to box him off, and English is the guy on the other side that Jurek will take care of. So smaller, quick guys may try to sneak around him or put the full court pressure on if Ratliff makes both.
1-1 for Ratliff. Cowboys up 6. Makes the first. 22 for Ratliff, 16 in the second half. Guerrero's in, Jurek's out. They put another ball handler out there. So you've got Williams, Nash, Guerrero, Page, and Cobbins on the court for the Cowboys. Minute 10 left. Oklahoma State 72, number 2 Missouri 67. Ratliff at the line again. The senior from Hampton, Virginia shoots and scores. Moore in, Ratliff out. 72-68 Oklahoma State.
Full court pressure, quick hands, these guards. This is where they can cause some problems. Cowboys with only one timeout left.
Missouri has 2. Cobbins looking, floats it into Brian Williams near midcourt. Williams dribbles down the right side, Leitner attacks Moore on the drive, layup around the rim and in! And a foul called! Count the basket for Brian Williams!
And Moore picks up the foul. Williams, boy, he's lucky he's quick enough because Phil Pressey was sneaking up from behind him. And that's almost one of those, that's one of those you could go either way. Do you pull it back out, run some clock, or do you go ahead and attack?
You've had the attack mode the whole
You've got to
night.
go ahead and punch him.
Brian Williams, a career-high 19 points. 74-68 Oklahoma State, and one foul shot for Williams trying to finish off the three-point play here and put the Cowboys up 7 with 1:06 left. Here we go. Williams shoots it and makes it. 75-68 Oklahoma State by 7. Minute 5 left.
Make them shoot over the top of you. Don't give them lanes to get to the basket, and do not foul.
Denman left wing 3, missed. Rebound. Ratliff underneath, layup good. 75-70, timeout Missouri.
He just took that away from Jurek. Jurek had inside position, and he took it away from him.
57.1 seconds left. Oklahoma State 75, Missouri 70. And a timeout taken by the Tigers, and now each team has one timeout left.
Again, you have to withstand the inbounds. No quick turnovers off the inbounds pass there. And if you're going to attack, you make sure you attack under control.
(75-70) Oklahoma State by 5. Cowboys will inbound in the backcourt. LeBrian Nash with 8 straight points to key a huge Oklahoma State run. Back-to-back threes by Nash at about the 3-minute mark. Put the Cowboys up 68-64. The second three coming after a rejection by Jurek on the defensive end.
Well, Jurek's been great too. But right now, if you're Michael Cobbins, you have to make sure of your passes, and you have to come meet those passes if you're the Cowboys.
75-70 Oklahoma State. Inbounds to Page. Page floats it down the floor to Brian Williams. Fumbled it, got it back on the right baseline. Out it goes. Bad pass. Loose ball taken by Page. Cowboys caught a break. To Guerrero. Caesar weaving through traffic on the dribble. Double teamed across the floor to Nash. 42 seconds left. Right corner it goes to Williams, and Williams fouled with 40 seconds left.
That's a hustle want-to play by Page to get that ball back.
Jurek in for defense. Guerrero out. Ratliff in for Missouri.
Big free throws for Williams.
And it's a 1-and-1. Only team foul number 8 on Missouri, John.
Well, that goes with the flow of the game here. You know, they've allowed contact on the perimeter. Haven't called very many fouls either way.
75-70, Oklahoma State up 5, 40.1 seconds left. Brian Williams at the line has scored a career-high 20 points. Makes the first. 76-70, Oklahoma State. If you make this one, becomes a 3-possession lead for the Cowboys.
This is a really big one, a really big one.
All the Cowboys are off the foul line. Missed the second. Rebound came English in Missouri. Tigers have it. Phil Pressey dribbles into the front court, 34 seconds, drives the left side, throws it out left wing, three-pointer in flight. Missed, rebound kicks high in the air, taken by Cobbins. 29 seconds left and a foul on Missouri underneath on the rebound.
Dodge a bullet, that's an open 3, but you know, it wasn't Denman who took it. If there's one thing about the Presseys, they're terrific drivers, great guards, but they're not terrific three-point shooters. And you blanketed Denman, you didn't let him get the open look, or English.
9th team foul, so it's a 1-and-1 for Cobbins with 28.9 seconds left. Oklahoma State 76, number 2 Missouri 70. Cobbins a 66% foul shooter, the big left-hander. at the line. Here we go. His first is good. (77-70), Oklahoma State on top. 28.9 seconds left on the clock. Cobbins again, makes it.
No fouls.
78-70, Oklahoma State. Missouri quickly. Bill Pressey dribbles into the front court, hands it off to Denman, 22 seconds. Denman on the dribble near the top of the key, crosses over, three-pointer over, Cobbins, missed short, rebound Brian Williams, 17 seconds left, Brian Williams fouled by Missouri.
Nice job of just making sure they shoot it over the top of you. And it took a long time for Denman to even pull the trigger.
Brian Williams at the line, shooting 2 in the double bonus. Cowboys up 78-70, makes the first. Told you I felt good about this one.
You did. You did, and you did way before we went on the air.
Missed the second. Rebound Missouri, 79-70 OSU. Denman dribbles into the front court, drives the right side, now reverses a dribble out to the corner right wing, forces up a double clutch three, barely hit the rim. Rebound taken by Missouri, follow off the glass and in by Denman. 79-72, inbounds to Nash. The clock is going to expire, and down goes Missouri! Down goes Missouri! The students storm the floor! And Missouri's final visit to Gallagher-Iba Arena as a Big 12 Conference member is one the Tigers will surely like to forget.
When LeBron Nash plays like this, Cowboys have a chance to beat a lot of people along with Missouri the rest of the way. Let's say this, when LeBron Nash and Brian Williams play like this, the Cowboys have a great shot at beating a lot of teams the rest of the way.
You sensed if they could weather the storm early in the second half, they'd have a chance to win. What a victory for the Oklahoma State squad, a major underdog coming off a game Saturday in which they were dominated by Kansas State, and tonight they knock off the number 2 team in America. 79-72.
I'll give you all the credit. You did say you had a good feeling about this one.
I love the matchup.
And because of the matchup. And what I would offer to Travis Ford before the game, before we taped his pregame interview, I said, Dave has a good feeling about this one. And he laughed at me and he said, oh, you're putting this one on Dave. And I said, well, I didn't have a bad feeling about Saturday with Kansas State, and I have a less bad feeling about tonight. But, you know, when you play aggressively, when you get minutes like that out of Philip Jurek, who was big tonight, he didn't score or grab a rebound in the second half, but he helped set a tone that made Ricardo Ratliff, who ends up with 25 points and 12 rebounds, kind of neutralized Ratliff for the most part in the first half. And you weathered that one storm. You weathered that one storm when Missouri went up 8 and you were having problems turning the ball over early in the second half. And you said it, we agreed, if you can weather that storm and hang around, then you got a chance. You got a chance to pull off the upset.
Well, here's my rationale, and I'll give the explanation nobody cares. But as I started to study this game Sunday night, it came to me a few things. Missouri, by its nature, could not exploit some of the Cowboys' big major weaknesses, rebounding being one. Missouri, just an average rebounding team. Cowboys out-rebounded them by 1. Oklahoma State, if nothing else, has been very good, except for the Baylor game, at guarding the three-point shot. I felt good about the Cowboys being able to take away the 3. Missouri was 4 of 19 from three-point range. I also thought, and excuse the blunt terminology, that the Cowboys could ugly this game up to a point where Missouri would not be comfortable, because the Cowboys have been pretty good at doing that. So you look at the things Oklahoma State's not necessarily good at. And another piece of this, One more and then I'm done. But this is my thought process. This wasn't just some rub a Ouija board and think I had it right.
No, you do your homework.
Another piece of this, Missouri not a pressure defensive team. Now, I saw some of it, but not a pressure defensive team. You can run your plays. They're okay defensively, but they're not great. They're not physical. They're a gambling defensive team, and I thought the Cowboys could handle that better. And if Missouri went zone, I thought that played into the Cowboys' hands. So I wasn't just making all this up. I thought there were some reasons to think Oklahoma State could win this game tonight because there were so many potentially positive matchups, not just personnel-wise, but in some of the other areas of the game, and I'm done preaching.